Kind reminder. This book is outrageous. Xia Yu's soul pierced through the realm of ninja and became a member of the Uchiha clan, even in the bedroom of a beauty. He couldn't resist the temptation and stayed up all night. Later, when he returned to his tribe, he suddenly realized that Uchiha had been exterminated. The only surviving members of the clan are the young Sasuke and him. Isn't this the night of the famous extermination? I thought the plot would follow the original development in the future, but I didn't expect the system of offspring and prosperity to appear. As long as Xia Yu has more offspring and prosperity, the Yuzhibo clan can receive various powerful and bizarre rewards. TSK. In order to revive Uchiha. It seems like I have to compromise myself. Muyi Yu, Tuansang Yu, still like the indecisive 3 generations Yu. Isn't it that we, Uchiha, are excluded? When the descendants of my Uchiha and Xia Yu are scattered throughout the ninja realm, I will see who is excluding who. I don't know how many years have passed, but Uchiha suddenly resurrected. When he was about to launch the Infinite Moon reading, he looked at the Sharingan everywhere in the ninja world, and he was completely dumbfounded. Ah! Are these all Uchiha? Chapter 1. Overcoming the Night of Extinction. At the beginning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Yu, who was still asleep, suddenly felt as if something was moving beside her. Like a human, Xia Yu has no father or mother, and her mother and fetus have been single for 20 years. Apart from mosquitoes and mice, where else is there to catch her breath in her family? He instantly regained his senses, opened his eyes, and found himself lying on a strange tatami bed. Beside him was a woman dressed in a thin gauze kimono, looking at him with affection, and everything around me is an unfamiliar scene. Sleeping trough. This must be a dream. The sky has eyes, but it finally made me dream once. After thinking about it, he suddenly flipped over, and just as he was about to succeed, the sound of a cheap electric microphone suddenly echoed in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully crossing the ninja realm. May I ask if it is bound? Bind your sister. Didn't you see that I was busy? Go on. Jia. Not bad, I really didn't choose the wrong person. At a critical moment, Xia Yu didn't even bother to pay attention to the disappointing sound of electric current in his mind. He only knew it was a dream now, and no matter what strange things happened, he was not surprised. So, Xia Yu continued to be busy with his own affairs. In a daze, it was dawn. When the sun was shining all over her body, Xia Yu lay on the tatami mat and sighed. This dream is so real, and it has been a long time. Surprisingly, I haven't woken up yet. Although reluctant, Xia Yu understood that it was time to wake up. Dreams are ultimately dreams, and the bricks in reality still need to be moved. Xia Yu closed his eyes lightly, and when he opened them again, he thought he would wake up in bed, but he never thought that the scene around him was still the same as before. What the hell? Why haven't I woken up yet? Jia. This is not a dream. This is reality. Damn it. This laughter. Who is it? As a traveler, I am naturally your system. Have I traveled? Just as Xia Yu looked bewildered, a large amount of memories instantly flooded into his mind. This is Kiba village in the world of ninjas. I am an 18-year-old member of the Uchiha tribe, named Uchiha Xia Yu. Although holding the title of Uchiha, he is a scumbag in this clan. Inheriting only his handsome appearance, his talent and strength are not even as good as an ordinary Xia Ren. At the age of 18, he hasn't even opened the Sharingan of Dan Goyu and can't even understand the most basic ninjutsu techniques. It's like the tail of a crane. It's a shame for a family. What is most despised by the ethnic people is that Xia Yu has a hobby that Uchiha straight men have never had since ancient times. Compared to Zilai, there is no inferior. But he is also much more popular than Zilai because Xia Yu's appearance is so popular. Xia Yu's gaze turned to the woman beside her, and memories of her instantly appeared. This woman. It's the sleeper hidden in the corner of my village. Because she particularly likes Xia Yu, and Tuanzang is getting old, so. No, it's not suitable to stay here for a long time. Being discovered would be disastrous. With my strength, even a single finger of Tuanzai can kill me 800 times. After thinking about it, Xia Yu immediately put on his clothes and quickly broke through the window while there was no one outside, rushing towards the territory of Yuzhibo's tribe. Halfway through the journey, a young woman suddenly ran over and hugged Xia Yu when she saw him. 55555, Brother Xia Yu, you're still alive. I thought I would never see you again. Other female passers-by, upon hearing the sound and seeing the situation, also gathered around Xia Yu with mournful faces, wailing every word you said. Brother Xia Yu, you must be very sad about such a big incident happening to the Yuzhibo clan. It's okay, I will always be by your side in the future, as long as you are willing. My good brother, are you okay? Let me take a look at your abdominal muscles. Oh no, it depends on whether your body is injured. Xia Yu was confused by these passionate women, and his dusty memories suddenly haunted him, making his heart itch. Otherwise, if he had just been struggling all night without much strength, he might have fallen into the group of flowers again. As Xia Yu tightened her almost torn clothes, she asked, Stop. Why are you all crying like mourning? What's the situation? It's inexplicable. The women were taken aback by the words and stopped making salty pig hands, exclaiming in surprise. Ha! Xia Yu's younger brother, you probably don't know yet. Last night, there was an internal rebellion in Yuzhibo and he was exterminated by traitors. Yes, the news spread this morning, it's absolutely true. I even went to the entrance of the Uchiha tribe to take a look, it was a mess. But fortunately, you're still alive. It's really good. Xia Yu's face turned pale upon hearing this. Is this plot difficult? Last night was the famous night of Uchiha's extermination. Xia Yu, who has seen the Hokage, naturally understands that Yuzhibo's extermination is closely related to Tuanzang. It can be said that he is the biggest initiator behind the scenes. Unexpectedly, when I was fooling around, I happened to hide this night of extermination. What a strange coincidence this is. Just as Xia Yu was still feeling fortunate, 3 dark figures dressed in black robes suddenly appeared in front of him, speaking in a cold and somewhat disdainful tone. Your name is Yuzhibo Xia Yu, right? Come with us. Chapter 2. System, do you call this ninjutsu? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing that the visitor was not kind, before Xia Yu could react, the women around him had already surrounded Xia Yu and shouted angrily. What are you going to do to my brother? He won't come with you. The members of the dark department looked at each other, and in front of the villagers, it was inconvenient for them to directly engage in violence. The leader of the dark department, the captain, coughed lightly and read in a flat voice. Don't get excited, this is the order of the 3rd Hokage Lord. The Uchiha clan has experienced such a terrible event, and the 3rd Hokage Lord wants to offer sincere condolences to the survivor of Uchiha, Xia Yu. Upon hearing the words, Huiying, the women slowly lowered their arms that were blocking Xia Yu's body. The influence of the 3rd Hokage in Kiba village is absolute. Except for the members of Uchiha's clan, everyone else respects the 3rd Hokage greatly, and no one will disobey his orders. After Dao Ming's intention was revealed, the 3 secret forces directly picked up Xia Yu and disappeared into the street in an instant. Xia Yu had the intention to resist, but unfortunately, his own strength was no match for them at all, and he had to be slaughtered by others. Quickly, 3 secret agents appeared in front of an office with Xia Yu. Go in, be honest and wait here. 3rd generation adults and Tuanzang adults will arrive soon. The captain of the dark department waved his hand and threw Xia Yu fiercely inside. Their gaze at Xia Yu was cold and disdainful. It hurts so much. Xia Yu's weak body couldn't withstand this kind of turmoil. He struggled to get up from the ground and shouted angrily, "Hey! Aren't you going to offer me sincere condolences? Why are you doing this to me? Captain of the Dark Department." Humph, that arrogant and domineering Uchiha clan was plunged into the abyss overnight by traitors of their own clan, leaving only one lecherous person and a mentally confused little ghost named Sasuke. It's really ironic. Secret Department member. Xia Yu, which girl did you go to harm last night? You really have a good fortune. If it weren't for your lascivious behavior, you would probably have become a corpse last night. However, Itachi didn't come to see you after the extermination of the clan. He probably thinks that you, a useless person, don't need to be eliminated at all. Listening to the malicious mockery of several people, Xia Yu could no longer bear it. He wanted to stand up and resist, but unfortunately he didn't even have the strength to punch. Damn it! Xia Yu, who was overwhelmed by anger, panicked and touched her waist bag behind her. I can't beat you, but I can shoot you with a sword in my hand. No matter what kind of person this body used to be, at least now I have backbone. Xia Yu reached into her waist bag and picked up what was inside, vigorously swinging it. 3 pink packaged square objects were thrown painlessly onto the bodies of the dark side members. The 3 dark side members were taken aback and then suddenly burst into laughter. This is not a sword in hand, it is clearly a brand new set. Ha ha ha. Xia Yu, it's truly you. You really give the Yuzhibo clan a long face. Are all of your Yuzhibo ninja tools like this? I can't laugh anymore. This is the funniest thing I've ever encountered in my life. This trash has really refreshed my cognition time and time again. I dare assert that Yuzhibo will never have a bright future again, ha ha ha. No way, if Lord Huiying and Lord Tuanzang see us behaving so recklessly, they will definitely be disciplined. Let's go out first. Looking at Xia Yu's face from here, I can't help but want to laugh, The 3 of them laughed as they retreated outside the door, only to hear a loud bang. The door closed tightly, and they could still vaguely hear their mockery outside. Damn it! Xia Yu clenched his fist tightly and weakly smashed towards the ground. Lack of strength will only lead to humiliation. System. Are you there? Bind me now, I want to become stronger. You finally remembered me. The name of this system is Inheritance Xingzu, Xia Yu Xiao Yu. In the future, I hope you will take good care of me. I will give you a wonderful future, Jia Jia Jia. Descendants. Prosper the clan. System binding successful. Do you want to activate the beginner's gift package? It contains many supreme ninja techniques to ensure no loss. Open. Upon hearing the word ninja, Xia Yu wouldn't hesitate. He only wants to immediately master the powerful ninja technique and eliminate the 3 people at the door who are yawning. The beginner's gift pack has been successfully received. Choose one of the following 4 ninja techniques, and once selected, you will directly master it perfectly. 6. Xia Yu's eyes lit up. It's amazing to be able to directly master the ninja technique. In front of me, a transparent screen suddenly appeared out of thin air. On the screen, a small notebook of the 4 volumes of ninja techniques appeared prominently. Ninja technique. Resilience technique. After using this technique, you will have an extremely tough body. Ninja technique. The art of perseverance. One's physical condition has strong endurance. Ninja technique. Winning technique. Ignoring science, one must win. In the face of this technique, any constitution that cannot bear children will be invalidated. Ninja technique. Heart-to-heart interaction technique. The strongest enchanting skill, only applicable to all opposite sexes, devoted to death, never give up. The above 4 spells do not consume vitality, only consume chakras, and will not have any impact on your corresponding organs. Choose one, Xia Yu, Jia Jia, Jia Jia. Both are very suitable for you. Xia Yu is foolish. What are these TMs? System. Do you call this ninjutsu? Although everything is pretty good. But I don't need it now. Chapter 3. Does fire keep aligning? I started a fire because I was afraid you wouldn't be able to stop it. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Xia Yu only wants to vent his anger now. However, no matter how you think about it, these 4 powerful ninjutsus in front of you are unable to deal with the 3 secret forces at the door. System, even if you give me a shadow avatar, it's better than these. Yeah, there will be rewards like Shadow Clone, but that will happen in the future. Whether you can get it depends on your abilities. The beginner gift pack is just a foundation for your future career. Hey, kid, I'm from the inheritance Xingzu system. Choosing you is even more of a 1 in 10,000. Don't let me down. At this point, Xia Yu slowly calmed down and curiously asked, what exactly is this system used for? Is it difficult for me to increase the population of the Uchiha clan? The more I increase, the more blessings I have. Right, due to your relationship, every additional member of the Uchiha tribe can receive random rewards, including ninja, chakra, pupil technique, physical fitness, and more. Kid, don't you want to become stronger? Let's work hard to create it. Upon hearing these words, Xia Yu was overjoyed. Boy, isn't this exactly what I'm best at? With my own face and this system, given time, the ninja realm is truly the strongest. Since the heavens have destroyed my Uchiha clan, won't it be enough for me to regenerate another clan? Get started. That's it. Xia Yu glanced at the beginner's gift pack again and decisively chose that ninja technique. A must-hit technique for hair. At present, this technique is what I need the most and is also the most effective. At least it can ensure that daily cultivation is not wasted. Wait, everyone thinks I'm still that promiscuous and unrestrained pervert, right? Everyone thinks I'm a scumbag of the Uchiha clan, right? With the support of the system, 1 year later, I want you to get to know me again. It's never too late for a gentleman to seek revenge. The grand plan to revitalize the clan is urgent and cannot be delayed. At this moment, the door was pushed open and 2 old men walked in from outside the door. The person who came is the monkey flying sun / and the Jitsuan Tuanzang. Xia Yu instinctively took a few steps back. After all, he was an omission from the extermination of the clan, and he was afraid that these 2 old men would eradicate him. Unexpectedly, the monkey flying sun slayer with a sad expression actually spread out his hands and hugged Xia Yu, sobbing slightly with a tearful tone. Child, the Uchiha clan suddenly had such an accident. As the Hokage of Konoha, I am truly sorry. This was my dereliction of duty, it was my fault for not being able to send people in time to protect the Uchiha clan. Ah. Xia Yu was stunned to see Ape Flying Sun crying so vividly. Damn it, it's truly the sunshine of the leaves of wood. The tricks are so profound. Do you call last night's extermination a sudden accident? Good guy, there's no one else with this acting skill. 6. Xia Yu complained repeatedly in his heart, but on the surface, with the performance of the 3 generations, he continued to maintain the original wave style, and showed no concern for the extermination last night. Lord Huiying, please don't do this. I'm not used to hugging men. Don't worry about me. I'm an orphan and I just want to live freely in the midst of countless flowers and have fun. I won't care about things that have nothing to do with women. As he spoke, Xia Yu turned his gaze to Tuanzang on the side. Tuanzang only had a Sima face and didn't even look at Xia Yu directly. Hee. Sandai let go of his hands and nodded with a smile. It's great that you have such an open-minded attitude. This morning, I have designated Uchiha Itachi as an S-level rebellious ninja and told the world that one day I will catch him. Xia Yu. It doesn't matter anyway, as long as I can live. 3rd generation. Don't worry, with this lesson from the past, I will definitely protect you and Sasuke, who are the only remaining members of the Uchiha clan in the village, and never let anyone harm you. Yuzhibo will always be a part of the wood leaf, and everything will get better. Wherever the wood leaf dances, the fire also keeps growing. The output of the will of fire. Xia Yu couldn't help but interrupt softly, Lord Huiying, I understand what you're saying. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'll go back first. I've made an appointment with a woman who's still waiting for me. Ah. Rigian listened to Xia Yu's words and shook his head helplessly. Having been exterminated and still thinking about gender issues, this young man is completely hopeless. Sandai sighed and said, okay, if you have any difficulties in the future, come to me and I will try my best to satisfy you. Really? Upon hearing these words, Xia Yu's eyes rolled and suddenly had a plan in mind. Third generation. Well, really, I remember you can't even be considered a ninja right now. If you're unemployed, I can arrange a civil service for you. Xia Yu waved his hand and said, I don't want to work. It takes time and effort. No matter how bad my reputation is, I am still a member of the Uchiha clan. Since all the people have died, at least 10% of all the property in the Uchiha clan's territory should be shared with me, and 40% should be left for the son of the clan chief, Sasuke. I am not greedy. Sandai was taken aback and said, what about the remaining 50%? Xia Yu scratched his head and smiled, of course it's confiscation. Lord Huiying and Lord Tuanzang worked day and night for the affairs of Yuzhibo, especially Lord Tuanzang. It is said that you collected all the Yuzhibo people's corpses in the middle of the night. This efficiency moved heaven and earth, and even more moved me. Moreover, in the future, Sasuke and I will have to rely on the two adults to send someone to protect our lives, in order to prevent the killer Uchiha Itachi from secretly returning and clearing us out. That 50% of the property can be considered as protection money. Sasuke is still young, so there is no need to discuss with him. I will make the decision. The third generation was overjoyed and said, oh, Xia Yu, where are you from? You are the person of my Muyi, and protecting the villagers is my obligation as a Huiying. However, the village has been facing financial difficulties recently, and your people have indeed spent a lot of money on their affairs. Since you have intentions, I will temporarily accept the 50% on behalf of the higher-ups. Okay, Xia Yu smiled extremely obsequious like a dog-leg, with no trace of Yuzhibo's arrogance on his expression. He knew in his heart that only by acting harmless and without any threat can he save his current life. After all, I don't have the strength of Uchiha Itachi like Sasuke. In front of these two old foxes, if I make a slight mistake, I will be killed. Xia Yu bent down and bowed, while secretly making up her mind. 1 year, just 1 year, when my children are born and have the strength, I must regain my dignity. Looking at the satisfied expression on the third generation's face, Xia Yu took the opportunity to say, by the way, Lord Huiying, didn't you just say that if you had something to do, you would come to me? I happen to have a heartless invitation now. Third generation. Xia Yu, you say, I will do my best to satisfy you. Xia Yu paused and grinned, Lord Huiying, can you make an exception for me? I want to have multiple wives and concubines. Ah. Third generation frowned. Xia Yu continued, the Uchiha clan has almost been destroyed, and as useless, I also want to do something for Uchiha. After thinking about it, I'm afraid all I'm good at is leaving more descendants for Uchiha. This wish is far from enough to rely solely on a single wife. Even where the leaves of wood dance, fire never stops. Now, my whole body is filled with fire. Without grass, how can I grow without it? I think it's necessary to find a grassland for myself. This. The third generation lowered their head and remained silent, unwilling to speak for a long time. He didn't expect Xia Yu to find such a grand reason for his lustful behavior. Tuanzang, who had not spoken for a long time, snorted coldly, you are really a lecherous person, a useless idiot with a brain. It is truly sad to see someone like you in Yuzhibo. At the age of 18, you have not yet opened your eyes. With your genes, even if you stay for Yuzhibo, you are still a bad breed. Xia Yu smiled and replied, he 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 he. It's better than having a broken bloodline. It's too desolate to have only me and Sasuke left in such a large clan territory. Sasuke is still young, and the responsibility of staying here for nearly 10 years is probably only entrusted to me. Tuanzang gave Xia Yu a disgusted look and stopped speaking. At this time, the 3 generations were still struggling, and taking a concubine had never happened before in Mai. She was short-handed, and just now she had collected a whopping 50% of the money, so she was too embarrassed to refuse. After much thought, the 3rd generation looked at Xia Yu's pale face and said with a fixed gaze, forget it, the Yuzhibo clan is a special situation and indeed needs to develop their population. I believe other villagers will also understand this condition. I agree with it. Sandai is a person from the past who knows that with Xia Yu's body, he can accommodate up to 4.5. Moreover, the radical faction of Uchiha has been completely eradicated, and the rebellious ideology has almost disappeared. As long as the newly born children enter the ninja school and grill with the will of fire, they may become the backbone of the village in the future, benefiting all without any harm. Tuanzang seemed to have also thought of this and fully agreed to the decision to cut off the Japanese without blocking it. Okay, then I'll go down first. Seeing the agreement of the 3rd generation, Xia Yu secretly rejoiced in his heart. Haha. Fire never stops, right? If my fire really starts, I'm afraid you won't be able to stop it in the future. All conditions are ready, the blueprint for establishing a vast grassland is officially launched. Chapter 4. Plan Execution 1. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After Xia Yu left, Ri Zhan led Tuanzang back to the Huiying office. Riju placed his cane aside and sat on the sofa, saying, Riju, you're so kind. What do you want to say to Xia Yufei? And that Sasuke who was lying unconscious in the hospital due to hallucinations, just kill him. Sandai took a deep puff of smoke and said, Tanzo. What are you talking about? Sasuke's life is a condition for Itachi to be a spy, how can we take action against him? And the fact that Xia Yu is still alive has been widely known by the village's gossip women this morning. Killing Xia Yu now will raise suspicion among the people. Tuanzang said, I'll take the blame for you. What are you afraid of? I'll do what you dare not do. The plan to exterminate the clan has been completed, and the goal has been achieved. Even if Sasuke is killed now, what can we do? Itachi is alone. If he dares to come back and cause trouble, it suits me perfectly. I want Uchiha's blood to completely cool in this world. Sandai shook his head decisively and his attitude was unusually firm. No way. In any case, you are not allowed to touch Xia Yu and Sasuke. Now, it is a sensitive period, and there are some rumors about the truth of the extermination in the village to some extent. Please don't trouble me anymore. Seeing the sun and cutting off oil and salt without entering, Tuanzang stood up and walked straight out of the door like an angry little daughter. Lol. 3rd generation. Look, it's like this again. As long as you turn around and leave after an argument, can't we communicate more? Stay with me for a while longer. Tuanzang said, I really don't understand why the 2nd generation leader recommended you to be Huiying. Although only I inherited his toughness, he made me your wise wife's assistant. If it weren't for me, Kiba would have cooled down sooner or later. To be honest, the incident of Hinata being kidnapped by Yun-in 3 years ago, and your weak behavior of sacrificing Hinata's family division made me very angry. Sandai shook his head helplessly and said, sigh. I'm also doing this for Kiba. Peace is not easy to come by. Sacrificing Hinata's family in exchange for peaceful coexistence with Yun-in is better than letting the entire Kiba sink into deep water and fire. Tuanzang. Peaceful coexistence. Haha. Ri Zhanyo, your indulgent attitude will only make Yunyi more reckless in the future. Even though they came to snatch the white eyes of our wooden leaves, it was us who apologized in the end, speechless. Third generation Yu rubbed against Tuanzang's side, lightly patted Tuanzang's shoulder, and comforted him in a soft voice, all right, don't bring up old things anymore. Anger can hurt your body. By the way, how did you deal with the bodies of Yuzhibo? Tuanzang said, you don't have to worry about it anymore. They were born to be my Konoha people, and death was my Konoha ghost. Even if they are corpses, I will make them serve Konoha forever. Wild mountains in the wilderness, the secret base of Orochimaru. Yuzhibo Pao, a pair of 3 jade riding will eyes. Yuzhibo Hui, a pair of 3 hooked jade will eyes. Yuzhibo cannon fodder, 1 will eye written by Sangoyu. Yuzhibo gray cannon, 3 go jade riding will eye half. Yuzhibo. The pharmacist took the list in one hand and checked the bottles and jars piled up on the table in the other, roast. Lord Orochimaru, these are all fresh Sharingan sent by the old fox in Tuanzang. The quantity is indeed quite a lot, but the quality is also too poor. They are all eyes of a group of cannon fodder, really insincere. Orochimaru elegantly leaned against the experimental platform, coquettishly stroking her hair behind her ears and playing with the earrings. TSK. It's okay, my favorite has already appeared by my side now, that's enough. I don't like anything else. Upon hearing Orochimaru's words, the pharmacist's fair cheeks instantly turned red and excitedly replied, your favorite. Yes, is that me? Orochimaru, you. I'm really a bit embarrassed when you say that. Don't misunderstand. Orochimaru played with the empty ring on his finger and turned his head to pour cold water on Do's face. Last night, when I was at Xiaoji, a new member joined the organization. Do you know who he is? The pharmacist frowned and shook his head. Orochimaru spat out his long tongue with a greedy expression on his face. TSK. It's my favorite, Uchiha Itachi. Yuzhibo. Itachi. The pharmacist narrowed his pupils and said, that's the person who exterminated the clan last night. He actually joined the Shao organization. Yeah, I didn't expect him to become a colleague with me after the extermination. He came by boat with his probationary member Afei. Sure enough. Itachi is also one of my kind, treating relationships such as village, family, and companions as burdensome ninjas. How can I not love the eyes of such people? Pharmacist Do. Orochimaru walked towards the wardrobe, picked up Zhao's uniform and draped it over his body. I need to report back to Zhao's organization now, and leave the rest to you to handle. By the way, how is the child's body research going? Pharmacist Do said, Xian's physique is very special. No matter what kind of cells and organs I transplant onto him, there will be no rejection reaction. He is definitely a good material for conducting cloning experiments. Orochimaru nodded in satisfaction and said, okay, if you have time, try transplanting the Sharingan that Tanzang brought to Shin. If successful, it will make a huge breakthrough in my cloning research. Pharmacist Do said, transplant all of them. Lord Orochimaru, won't you? Keep a pair. Stop fussing, I'm Orochimaru, how could I use cannon fodder eyes? My goal is only Uchiha Itachi. He's right beside me now, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. After speaking, Orochimaru turned around and left. As he watched Orochimaru's receding figure, the pharmacist let out a lonely sigh and said, alas, every late night, the only thing left in the base is me and piles of experimental subjects. Orochimaru, my loneliness. When will you understand? Late at night, in my village, at the entrance of Wentangwan. This is a place that Yuzhibo Xia Yu used to frequently visit. As soon as Xia Yu stepped inside the door, she heard an extremely seductive sound. Yo, isn't this Xia Yu's younger brother? You finally think of me, hee. Boss, your outfit today is really impressive. Disgusting, the landlady was enthusiastic and leaned against Xia Yu's side. Stay with me tonight. You must have been frightened by what happened to the Uchiha clan. Xia Yu smiled and said, okay, but I'm afraid one day won't do. I'm someone with a major task at hand right now. Time is tight and the task is heavy, so I can only have you accompany me for a while. Xia Yu's plan officially begins today. The entire village of Mai is his goal. Mai, wait. Didn't you exterminate our tribe? Then I will exterminate you at the root. In the future, people of all sizes in my village will be me, Yuzhibo. Chapter 5. Plan Execution 2. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 2 hours have passed just as the landlady was still in a daze. Xia Yu had already put on his coat and was ready to leave. Xia Yu, can you please don't leave? The landlady was reluctant to let him leave. Xia Yu teased the boss's long hair and whispered. If you want to be by my side, then you can move to the Yuzhibo tribe's land. Only in this way can we live closer and meet more conveniently in the future, right? The landlady looked embarrassed and said, Brother Xia Yu, I also really want to live next to you, but I have such a big soup shop to run, it's really. How difficult is it? Just open the Wentangwen to my Yuzhibo tribe's land, wouldn't it be good? You can choose from such a large place, and as a member of the Yuzhibo tribe, I don't want to see the streets in my tribe's land remain stagnant. But I don't belong to the Uchiha clan. You know, it's explicitly stated that non-Uchiha people are not allowed to step into Uchiha territory for half a step. Humph, that's before. After the incident last night, this rule has become meaningless. Don't worry, boldly move the Wentangwen in. It's okay. Xia Yu paused for a moment and continued to advise, your store is located in the center of the village. The rent must be very expensive, right? I guarantee that as long as you open the Wentangwen in my Yuzhibo ethnic area, I will give you a 20% discount on the rent. Ah. The landlady smiled bitterly. Although the area of the Yuzhibo tribe is vast, it is located in the corner of my village and is adjacent to my police department and my prison, making its commercial value and pedestrian flow incomparable to the village center. If we really open the Wentangwen to the territory of the Yuzhibo tribe, she knows in her heart that within a month, it will definitely turn yellow. Looking at the hesitant expression of the landlady, Xia Yu lightly kissed her forehead and gave a sinister smile. What? It's difficult. Don't you want to live next to me? My front door, you can come anytime, wow. This wicked smile, and this tingling tone too handsome, how could there be such a handsome man? The landlady has fallen again, with no reason at all. Move, I'll move. My soup house is closed tonight, move now. Hee, then I'll rent the largest store next to my house to you. Give me the rent first, rent for 3 years and get 1 year off. No problem, let's rent it for 30 years first. Sister doesn't need money, I just hope to see you every day. Don't worry, we're getting closer, there's plenty of opportunities. Ha. After coming out of the Wentangwen, Xia Yu stood at the door trembling his mind, pondering the next goal. In my memory, there are really too many people I have come into contact with before. The greening plan of planting the entire tree leaf may seem like an individual effort, but it must also be executed with a planned approach. Let's start by looking for those who have money. Just like the owner of Wentangwen, she not only willingly but also successfully moved the industry into the Yuzhibo tribe to drive the economy. This can not only bring prosperity to the desolate land of the Uchiha tribe, but also charge huge rent and have children, achieving 3 goals with 1 stone. TSK. It's really fragrant. Keep going, the flower shop owner across from you. I remember the last time we were together was probably 9 days ago. Wait for me, Yuzhibo Xia Yu is coming, the next morning. Xia Yu lay on the pristine white bed, awakened by a constant stream of electric current in her mind. Ding, yesterday's summary shows that in 10 months, at least 6 new Uchiha descendants belonging to you will be born, with their mothers being. Oh, the system, it's so noisy. Xia Yu rubbed her sleepy eyes and lazily sat up from the bed. Strange beds, unfamiliar furniture, unfamiliar everything. Who is this from? I remember yesterday, I felt like I had my hair cut off by a group of beautiful women at a meatball shop for too long. My head hurts so much. Xia Yu has forgotten which woman took her away. But he was not surprised, on the contrary, he had already become accustomed to it. In the past, I used to be like this every day, and the next day I woke up in a unique bedroom. After regaining his composure, Xia Yu yawned and asked, "System, was your prompt just now a joke? You got pregnant so quickly." Jia. You may not believe me, but you must not believe in the art of sending out winning prizes. I have said that this art ignores science, and as long as you shoot, you must win. What you want is efficiency. Keep going, kid, I'll keep an eye on you. Xia Yu is not satisfied with this achievement. This is not the level one should have. Alas, it's all because of alcohol that's causing trouble. If it weren't for getting drunk, I could definitely double the total. Jia. I naturally believe in you, do you remember? Last night, you and the owner of this house went through a total of 7 times. What a waste. Really. I'm fragmented and completely drunk. I don't remember what happened afterwards. Xia Yu scratched his head, got up, put on his clothes, and prepared to leave this place. He went back to his own home to rest well and then came out at night. At that moment, the bedroom door was suddenly pushed open by someone. A woman familiar to Xia Yu walked in. Xia Yu, are you awake? I have prepared breakfast. Do you want to eat with me? Yusho washes red beans. Chapter 6. Accidental Encounters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Yu, who has watched the Hokage anime, has the impression that Yusho Zaihongdu is a proud and charming girl, sometimes cute, sometimes mischievous, and sometimes with a hint of mischievous sexiness. It's simply too lethal. Red Bean is an absolutely authentic powerhouse ninja, and the temperament she exudes is unmatched by other delicate women who only know how to show off their charm. Could it be that I ended up with Red Bean yesterday? Seeing Xia Yu staring blankly at her, her mouth wide open, Red Bean chuckled and handed her steaming breakfast to Xia Yu's mouth, angrily saying, "Why? I haven't seen enough yet." Xia Yu looked bewildered and stuttered, "Red Bean, no. We. The two of us. Until yesterday." Hey. Xia Yu, you probably forgot everything about yesterday. I didn't forget. It's just like. I don't remember much anymore, it's caused by alcohol. Humph, you still said you didn't forget. Look at your expression, that's exactly what you mean. It seems that the senior's evaluations of you are right. You are indeed the kind of promiscuous radish who doesn't admit it. It's fortunate that I trusted your mouth that only knows sweet words and promises. Red Bean, you really misunderstood me. I used to be a big playboy, I admit it. But now I promise you, I will never do such a thing if I don't admit it. I will definitely take responsibility. Really, that's pretty good. Yusho Zaihongdu picked up a piece of bread and fiercely stuffed it into Xia Yu's mouth, urging arrogantly, "Eat it while it's hot, it should cool down later." Red beans, you hit so hard, my throat. The sudden large piece of bread filled Xia Yu's mouth, causing him to feel a pang of retching. Red Bean smacked his lips and complained angrily, compared to you, I'm already very gentle. Eat it. Looking at Red Bean's angry and shy expression, Xia Yu awkwardly scratched her head and said, I'm sorry, I really drank too much yesterday, it wasn't my intention. Red Bean buried his head deep and twisted in confusion, saying, it's okay, actually. It's okay for me. Last night, my memory only stayed in the meatball shop, completely forgetting what happened afterwards. Can you talk to me? Xia Yu asked in a soft voice. Red Beans pouted and their delicate jade hands lightly flicked around Xia Yu's waist, telling him everything that happened afterwards. After listening to Red Bean's narration, Xia Yu's memory, which had been blinded by alcohol, was finally gradually awakened in the middle of last night. Hongdo just returned to my village after finishing his field work, and was going to eat his favorite glutinous rice balls and red bean soup at the meatball shop to reward himself. As soon as she entered the store, she found the female manager, waitress, and another seductive woman sitting at the table with Xia Yu, constantly persuading him to drink. Xia Yu didn't want to stay too long because his goal had already been achieved, but these three women didn't want to let Xia Yu leave. They wanted to get Xia Yu drunk and let him stay overnight. Xia Yu's handsome appearance is well known in my village, and everyone knows it. Red Bean can tell at a glance that these three women have ulterior motives towards Xia Yu. Really, why don't boys know how to protect themselves when they're outside? I often hear seniors say that Yuzhibo Xia Yu is a fickle person, but I think this is clearly being coerced. Sigh. Xia Yu, his handsome appearance is really pitiful. The Yuzhibo clan has just been slaughtered by traitors, and your own reputation has been tarnished by these hungry flower idols. This is too bullying. Watching Xia Yu's drunken and helpless appearance, he impulsively washed Red Beans and couldn't bear it anymore. She wants to transform into a righteous grass guardian to save Xia Yu. You women, stop it. Don't eat Xia Yu tofu anymore. Hey, store manager, what are you doing? Why don't you let me go? Red Bean let out a loud roar, and the three women led by the store manager were immediately frightened to the point of breaking their hearts. They know Yusho washed Red Bean. My village is particularly fond of the unique small chili peppers in the ninja circle, and it used to be the notorious disciple of Orochimaru. Who dares to provoke her as an ordinary person? Yusho washed Red Beans and walked up to the table, shouting coldly, Xia Yu, get up for me, I'll take you home. Oh. Well. Isn't this a Red Bean? How could you be here? Shouldn't you also come to let me drink? Xia Yu's eyes were blurred and he smiled, his face flushed as he drank. Shit, really? How could you make him look like this? Xia Yu, I'm here to save you. Red Bean scolded the women while personally propping up Xia Yu and helping him stumble out of the door. Hey, where is your home? Show me a way. Hee hee. Home. Sorry, it's gone. Upon hearing these words, Red Bean suddenly felt an inexplicable pang of heartache. Forget it, make do with it at my house for a day. In the middle of the night, leaving Xia Yu outside, Hongdo was really afraid that other women would do evil to Xia Yu again. A few minutes later, Red Bean's house arrived. Red Bean threw Xia Yu onto his bed and took out a wet towel to wipe away countless red lip marks on his face. As the red lips disappeared, Xia Yu's clean and handsome face became clearer. Tsk tisk. You're really handsome. No wonder they. This man is really charming, even I'm going to fall for him. This is the first time that Red Bean has maintained such a close distance from Xia Yu's face. She, who usually doesn't care about this feeling, also had the idea of kissing Xia Yu. Just as she was still wavering, Xia Yu suddenly opened her eyes and exhaled a strong alcoholic scent, completely devoid of reason. Red Beans, for the Yuzhibo Xing tribe. I like you. Xia Yu, you. Chapter 7. Unexpectedly arrived, an absurd clan member of the Inugaka clan. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 8. Angel, is that you, Angel? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Soon, the clan member who was expelled from the Inugaka clan was taken away by the secret forces. Morinai Bishi noticed the injured Yuzhibo Xia Yu and asked, "Masked little brother, are you okay? Do you need to be taken to the hospital?" "Hospital? I won't go." Xia Yu shook her head wildly and decisively refused. In his memory, there is a lesson from the past. If I really go to the hospital, I will definitely be skinned inside and outside by a group of flower-loving nurses like before, and bound to the bed for them to travel back and forth for various reasons. The body essence is no more extravagant than before. Only true love Xia Yu would give up wasting. For others, sewing once a year is enough. Senai Yabixi looked at Xia Yu's emaciated appearance and thought he was a poor ghost, urging him. "Little brother, you were injured only during the process of our arrest of the rapist. Don't worry, we will cover the medical expenses for you. You don't have to worry about the money." Do I look like a money-strapped owner like this? If it weren't for just tinkering around for a day and a night, going back and forth almost 20 times, I wouldn't have slimmed down like this. Xia Yu was helpless and continued to decline Morinai's kindness, saying, "It's just a skin injury. Don't bother, I just want to have a good sleep now." After speaking, Xia Yu turned around and walked home, covering her back. "Stop. You can't leave, you'll die." The girl grabbed Xia Yu and nervously reminded him, "That pervert's paw has been smeared with a chronic poison exclusively made by our dog Tomb clan. You may not feel much now, but if you don't detoxify it in time, you won't be able to survive tomorrow." Ha! As soon as Xia Yu uttered these words, he was immediately covered in a cold sweat and said, "How can this be done? The arduous task of comprehensively greening my village has not been completed yet, and I cannot die." The girl comforted and said, "Don't worry, big brother. Our Inuzuka clan will be responsible for your injury. Come with me, I'll have my mother treat you. By the way, when we first met, my name is Inuzuka Flower. I also want to thank you for this arrest. If it weren't for you accidentally blocking that pervert's path, he wouldn't have been captured so quickly." Canine Tomb Flower. It's actually her. Xia Yu, who has seen the Hokage, remembers that Inuzuka Flower is the eldest daughter of Inuzuka Tsutoma, the leader of the Inuzuka clan, and also the biological sister of Inuzuka Yu. In the anime, there is a beautiful woman. Both in terms of body shape and appearance, they are unparalleled. Unfortunately, she is only 13 years old now, and she is in the same period as Uchiha Itachi. I can't take action, at least not for now. But it's really a woman who has undergone 18 transformations. When she was a child, she was completely different from the future adults. If it weren't for Inuzuka Flower taking the initiative to say her name, Xia Yu might not have recognized it for a while. "Then please trouble Sister Inuzuka, okay, I'll come with you." Quickly, Inuzuka Flower brought Xia Yu to the territory of the Inuzuka clan. Woo, woof, woof. Just entering the door, 3 identical dark brown dogs jumped on the dog mound Flower. They are the combat partners of Inuzuka Flower and the Ashimaru brothers. Yu walked out of the room holding the young Akamaru and greeted him, "Sister, have you finally come back, Who is the masked man behind you?" "Oh, he accidentally got poisoned by the dog's paw. I brought him here to detoxify." "Yeah, is Mom there?" "She's not here, so she went out with Haimaru on a patrol mission. It's probably an hour before she comes back." "Ah. What should I do?" Inuzuka's lively eyes were filled with apologies. "Big brother, only my mother has the fastest and most comprehensive detoxification skills in our clan. Why don't you wait for her to come back from our house? I'll give you emergency treatment for your wound first. I'm a veterinarian, and although I'm a beginner, should be able to stop bleeding in clean wounds." Okay. Xia Yu readily agreed, with the little beauty taking care of her, how could she refuse this good thing? Entering the living room, at the request of Inuzuka Flower, Xia Yu took off her clothes and revealed her fair and delicate upper body. Although thin, they are all lean meat and very firm. Especially in the waist, the abdominal muscles are full. Others rely on hard cultivation to develop their abdominal muscles, but Xia Yu is different. He relies on long hours of night and day shaking. He understands. Ah! This big brother's body. The boys and girls in the ninja world all mature early and understand everything. This was the first time Inuzuka had seen such a perfect male body. She swallowed her saliva, took out a pure white cotton veil, and carefully wiped Xia Yu's wound. It hurts. Xia Yu furrowed her brows and let out a cry unconsciously. Inuzuka Flower. Hold on. I'm sorry, I hurt you. My medical skills are not very proficient yet. Big brother, please try to hold on as much as possible. A large amount of sweat beads sprouted from Xia Yu's forehead and he smiled bitterly. It's not your fault. I don't know why, even if you don't touch my wound, it starts to hurt. It's very painful, like a needle prick. Ah! Is this? Upon hearing the words, Inuzuka Flower was greatly surprised and quickly cleared the blood stasis. She saw that Xia Yu's back wound had turned purple, and even the skin around the wound had been eroded. Oh no! This is due to too much toxin causing irregular spread. If it continues like this, you are likely to die in 10 minutes. Xia Yu trembled all over and said, Ah! Isn't it? How could it be so fast? Inuzuka Flower was completely panicked and frantically searched for the medicine box. Although the medicine and tools were all in front of her, she didn't know what to do. 55-55, it's all my fault. If I had learned detoxification methods earlier, I could have helped you detoxify on my own. Big brother, hold on, I'll go find my mother now. After speaking, Inuzuka quickly took the three brothers of Ashimaru and ran out of the door, leaving Xia Yu alone lying on the floor of the living room, groaning in pain. Damn it, it's so frustrating. Hey, yo. 5 minutes have passed. Inuzuka Flower has not returned yet. Xia Yu was almost desperate. As a traveler, dying in such a suffocating way of being bitten by a dog would be a great loss. Even if you want to die, you should die on a woman's stomach. System, are you there? Help me quickly. Sorry kid, I don't have the ability to save people. I'm sorry that you encountered such a situation. I can only say that you were too careless yourself. Still talking cold words, what could I do just now? I'm just a complete stranger, who would have thought of encountering such a terrible thing on my way home. Jia. Luck is also a part of strength, perhaps this is the current luck of the Yuzhibo clan. Sigh. It seems that heaven is about to destroy Yuzhibo. Damn it. The system can be said to be its last reliance, as it begins to say such discouraging words. Is it true that Laozi really wants to cool down? Although many seeds have already been sown, just be patient and wait for them to bloom and bear fruit. I never thought that I would collapse in the middle path before starting my own business. Heaven. Are you also jealous of my handsome face? The purple toxin on Xia Yu's back has spread to his neck. The burning pain. Breathing is starting to become difficult. Done. I'm done. Xia Yu clearly felt that her feet had already taken half a step into the Pure Land. At this moment, the door was suddenly pushed open by someone. A graceful woman with an angelic appearance walked in. Sister Claw, are you at home? I have some questions that I would like to discuss with you. How could there be a man? Wait, your injury. The woman saw Xia Yu struggling in the living room and noticed the wound on his back. She immediately ran to his side and skillfully picked up the tools and medicine from the medicine box to treat Xia Yu's toxins. The intense pain made Xia Yu almost unconscious. He slightly opened his eyes and turned his head to look at her in a daze. Wow. Okay. So beautiful. This should be heaven. Are you an angel? Chapter 9. The Chaotic Inuzuka Family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blurred eyes did not affect Xia Yu's ability to recognize beautiful women. He thought he had reached heaven and met an angel. The angel quickly held a surgical knife in both hands and floated back and forth on Xia Yu's back, reminding him urgently. Don't speak up yet, lie down honestly. The poison has penetrated your skin and eroded your bones. I need to scrape your bones and treat the poison for you. Please hold on. This is cutting meat with a knife. Without anesthesia, who can resist it? Xia Yu is not the second master of Wuxing Pass, he has already passed out in pain. After an unknown amount of time Xia Yu slowly woke up in bed. The injury on the back, whether good or bad, is no longer painful. What caught my eye was Inuzuka, who had been sitting by the bed worrying about his injuries. So. I'm still alive. Big brother, are you awake? Inuzuka Hua was overjoyed and quickly ran to the door shouting, Mom, Auntie Akishi. Big brother is awake. In no time, two women ran in. The middle-aged woman led by him exploded with a piercing head, sharp eyes, and full of animalistic nature. Xia Yu recognized her as the chief of the Inuzuka clan, Inuzuka Claw. The second woman had fair skin like snow, big wavy brown hair, and wore a pair of frameless glasses. She wore a tight red dress inside her white coat and a tight collar with a golden bell hanging around her neck. Walking, it's jingling. Paired with her mature businesslike demeanor, it's perfect. Wow. I didn't see clearly before, this woman is definitely easy to raise. In Yuzhibo's plan to revive the clan, she cannot be absent. Who wouldn't like a woman with a bell hanging around her neck? Xia Yu was almost on the brink of death and sat up in shock from illness. This creature is the angel, who cures Xia Yu's bones and poisons. The angel twisted to Xia Yu's bed and asked softly, I have used a newly developed technique to detoxify you. I have also applied painkillers to your back. I estimate you should be able to get out of bed tomorrow. Xia Yu. Thank you, miss. Thanks to you. Angel. It's okay, I also want to thank you. This is the first time I've used a person to do my newly developed, bone-scraping and poisoning, technique. Don't blame me, your life was in urgent need at the time, and I had to choose this way. If you're still alive, it proves that my development is feasible. I used you for clinical experiments, don't mind. Xia Yu smiled and said, why would I mind if you help me save my life? Cough. Perhaps due to her dry mouth and dry tongue, Xia Yu suddenly coughed. The angel took the water from the wardrobe and handed it to Xia Yu's mouth. Don't worry, take off your mask and drink some water. If it's not convenient, we can go out first. In the ninja system of the same faction, there is an unwritten rule. Unless absolutely necessary, no one is allowed to voluntarily take off someone else's mask and mask. Some ninjas carry secret missions, and masks are intuitive things that conceal their identity and cannot be easily exposed. As members of the ninja clan, the Inukuro clan naturally understand this principle. But here in Xia Yu, they really think too much. Xia Yu only had to wear a mask because she was afraid of being recognized by the foolish girls on the street. Hee. There's nothing inconvenient, my mask can be taken off. Oh, that's great. The mask will hinder your breathing to some extent. Taking it off will have greater benefits for your body's recovery. Don't move, I'll help you take it off. The angel reached out to Xia Yu and slowly lifted the mask. However, at the moment when Xia Yu revealed her true face, time seemed to come to a standstill in an instant. Angels, Inuzuka flowers, and Inuzuka claws were all stunned. Their gaze remained firmly fixed on Xia Yu's face, unwilling to leave for a moment. How could there be such a handsome man? handsome enough to be breathless. Even Kenzuka's claws, which have long been disinterested in men, have faintly stirred her heart. Wait. Shouldn't you be? Hello, my name is Yuzhibo Xia Yu. Sure enough. They have heard of this name long ago. There has always been a legend in my village that there is a handsome young man from the Uchiha clan, named Uchiha Xia Yu, who is rare in 100 years. It is said that his handsome face can make women unable to walk. As long as women see his face, they will completely fall. Unfortunately, it is said that Xia Yu only has yen and nothing else, and he is also a useless lecherous scumbag who can only harm girls. The Inuki clan is a ninja clan that values their strength and only recognizes and respects powerful ninjas. Although they have heard rumors about Uchiha Natsuyu in their daily lives, they are not interested or even disgusted at all. So I never paid attention to him. It wasn't until today that they understood. The rumor is true, indeed handsome. In front of him, other men are nothing. Watching their silent and drooling expressions, Xia Yu knowingly asked, "What's wrong with you?" Angel's face turned red and he said, It's okay, it's okay. I suddenly remembered that you need to change your dressing. Come on, take off your clothes, and I'll help you change them. My name is Akira Kazuka, the village flower of the Kazuka clan, and I'm also the person in charge of the Kiba Advanced Technology Research Institute. Please give me more guidance in the future. Kazuka flower. Mom, it seems like I have developed an admiration for you. Shut up. No wonder Kenzuka's claw can become the leader of the Kenzuka clan. There are not many women who can still maintain their rationality in front of Xia Yu. She picked up Kenzuka flower and Kenzuka Akamoto, who were full of confusion, and angrily cursed. Didn't you hear his name? A scumbag, I don't want you to have any connection with him. Kazuka Akashi had already been blinded by Xia Yu's face and said, those were just hearsay. Look at Xia Yu. How polite he is. We can't believe rumors. Yes, Mom, Big Brother is definitely not that kind of person. Don't forget that he helped us catch the scumbags of the Inuzuka clan. How could we speak ill of our benefactor like that, said Inuzuka Flower, who was also fueling the flames on the side, who hasn't been young before. I'm a newcomer, don't you really think I don't know your thoughts? Inuzuka Claw, who was hot-tempered, cursed. Inuzuka Flower, how old are you? What kind of love are you? Go back to your own house quickly, don't embarrass the Inuzuka family here. Xia Yu, I urge you to leave as soon as possible. We don't leave any scumbags in the Inuzuka family. Xia Yu smiled bitterly and said, you misunderstood me. I'm really not a scumbag. Kazuka Claw. The news that you want to recruit a family has spread throughout Kiba village. Are you saying you're not a scumbag? Xia Yu explained stiffly. After experiencing blood washing and extermination, I can't just watch the Uchiha clan decline. We all have our own clans, and as you know, the most important thing about a clan is its population. In order to revive Uchiha, I think my idea is not wrong. Besides, the term scumbag has been unsuitable for me since the extermination of the clan. I used to have no choice, but now I want to be a good stallion man for Yuzhibo's sake. I will take full responsibility for every woman who gives birth to me. Wow. Brother Xia Yu, you're so domineering. It was the first time that she saw someone dare to contradict his mother. Kazuka's claws clenched his teeth and said, go find whoever you like. Anyway, I will never allow women from our Kazuka clan to be fingered by you. Miss, did you misunderstand me too much? From beginning to end, I didn't ask you to give birth to me. It was all your own imagination. Xia Yu was speechless, and he immediately got up from the bed and left the place. Before leaving, Akira Kazuka looked at Xia Yu's back and reminded him with heartache, Xia Yu, walk gently, be careful of the wound on your back cracking. Before she could finish speaking, Childbirth turned her eyes and suddenly saw Inuzuka's paw staring at her with a tense face. Childbirth's heart trembled and she had to close her mouth. Humph. After Xia Yu completely disappeared, the three women looked at each other and didn't speak. They turned their heads and walked back to their respective rooms. Inuzuka Flower tore down posters of various celebrities and handsome male ninjas in the bedroom and swore to herself, "When I grow up, I must marry brother Xia Yu. He is the real handsome guy." After returning to the house, Kazuka's paw immediately took off his pants, put on a new one, covered his scorching face, and looked at the portrait of his husband who died 7 years ago due to the Nine Tails Rebellion. He felt ashamed and said, "But, damn it. What should I do? My daughter seems to have fallen in love with a scumbag." "Husband, you don't want to see our daughter marry Yuzhibo's scumbag either. For my daughter's future, I have to sacrifice myself. Don't blame me, it's all for our daughter's good." After speaking, unable to restrain her animalistic nature anymore, she flipped through the window and prepared to go find Yuzhibo Xia Yu, hoping to sacrifice herself to make her daughter give up. She didn't run a few steps outside the wall and happened to pass by Akira Kazuka's bedroom. She secretly looked up and saw that the bedroom was empty. Strange. Where is Akashi? Inuzuka Tsura was puzzled as she had just seen Akashi return to her room. Looking at the wide-open window, Inuzaki suddenly understood something. "Oh no, can my sister move faster than me?" Just now, Inuzuka Akashi had already packed his medicine box and flipped through the window to chase Xia Yu. Chapter 10. Announcement of Yuzhibo. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The current time is already the morning of the second day. I didn't expect to lie in the Inuki clan all night, sigh. Xia Yu is very annoying. If we follow what Akira Kazuka said, it will take a full day for us to recover. A day is not long, but for Xia Yu, it is a solid pain. After all, the plan of greening the leaves of wood is urgent. Damn it. It's all because of my weak abilities. If I were a strong person, how could I just be scratched by a crazy dog? In the world of tolerance where the law of the fittest prevails, even crossing the road is dangerous for oneself, who has little strength. If you don't pay attention, you may get injured or even lose your life. To become strong, one must always have smooth offspring. To maintain success, one must first survive before their children are born. TSK, I should think of a way to improve efficiency. This will not delay the progress and affect the progress. Xia Yu paused and pondered for a moment, then suddenly his eyes lit up. Got it. Anyway, the fact that I want to take a wife has been known to the whole village by the third generation of Hokage. So why do I go door to door every day and night and string strings? Why don't we just let them move into my house voluntarily? Isn't it beautiful to be able to prosper the family without leaving home, which is safe and time-saving, and also provides a home for the sisters in my village? In terms of appearance and personal charm, Xia Yu has absolute confidence. Famous female powerhouses may not necessarily come, but ordinary people still have them. For Xia Yu, who focuses on volume, they are the main force of the Shingzu Brigade. On the roadside, there happened to be a stationery store. Xia Yu bought a pen and a large amount of paper, writing vigorously. Announcement. Founder. Yuzhibo Xia Yu. I am a man of 18 years old, from a big, handsome, and wealthy family with a strong foundation. I possess high-quality genes from a wealthy family. Due to the serious shortage of population in my Yuzhibo clan, I sincerely invite interested individuals to have children and help the Yuzhibo clan revive and prosper. Requirement. Female, aged between 18 and 35 years old, with a moderate to above average appearance and optimal physical health. Even if she is older, it doesn't matter if she meets this condition. Interested parties can submit their resumes and interview at the entrance of the Yuzhibo tribe. Once we pass the interview, we will be a family and enjoy family treatment. We will not let anyone be neglected under allowed conditions. We hereby guarantee that. Note: this inspiration is not limited to registration time and is valid for the long term. It's done. Just follow this standard. Quickly, Yuzhibo Xia Yu personally copied dozens of copies and walked through all the bulletin boards at the crossroads of my village, posting the revelation prominently on each bulletin board. Afterwards, he went to the Hui ethnic area to recuperate with satisfaction. As soon as I stepped into my tribe, an inexplicable sense of familiarity arose. Although the scene in front of me was dilapidated, the prosperity in my memory disappeared. But after all, this is my true home. Almost, Yuzhibo, everything will be okay. Xia Yu walked slowly to her doorstep. Before entering the door, several women suddenly ran out from their neighbors and gathered in front of Xia Yu. These women are the first batch of little rich women. The owner of the Wentangwan said, "Xia Yu, you have finally come back. I didn't see your figure all day yesterday. Sister, I miss you so much." The flower shop owner's wife said, "Xia Yu, I heard your arrangement and moved the flower shop over." The owner of the meatball shop said, "Do you know how sad I was when you were taken away by red beans that night? I didn't sleep all night, so sad. I always feel empty." Waiter at the meatball shop. 5:55, Xia Yu, younger brother, I can't even see you. I'm not in the mood to make meatballs anymore. Xia Yu smiled and said, "Don't cry anymore. I am very pleased that you can move over. As I said before, I will never abandon you. To show my sincerity, is it okay to get married?" Everyone was both surprised and delighted. Not, get married. Really? In the future, won't I also be a member of the Uchiha clan? I'm so excited. In my village, especially for prestigious families, women will change their surname to their husband's after marrying a man, and the ethnic emblem on their clothes will also be changed to the husband's family emblem. For ordinary people, being able to marry into the prestigious Uchiha clan has never been a luxury. Actually, they just wanted to follow Xia Yu's side at the beginning. Unexpectedly, Xia Yu gave them a place. I am willing to marry you. From today on, everything I have is yours, Xia Yu. I'm the same. Xia Yu's younger brother. No, husband. Come in and rest, let's accompany you. Xia Yu quickly waved his hand and said with a bitter smile, No need to accompany. I'm afraid I won't be able to do it today. I'm injured. What are you saying? They exclaimed in unison and quickly looked up and down at Xia Yu's body. Where was the injury? Is it serious? Let the sisters take a look. Xia Yu pointed behind him and said, My back has been scratched by the Inuzuka clan, but it's okay. I've received professional treatment and it shouldn't be a problem. I'll recover after a few days of raising it. The owner of the Wentong restaurant blushed with anger and said, How could this be? Now even those dog owners are starting to bully Uchiha. Looking back on the days when the Uchiha clan dominated the world, the Inuzuka clan dared not even breathe. The flower shop owner's wife was also furious and said, No way. Who can't bear it? I'll go find my ex-husband, Shangren, and ask him to help me out for Xia Yu's younger brother. After hearing this, Xia Yu couldn't help but cry and laugh. Sisters, I know you're doing it for me, but there's really no need. The matter has already passed, and my injury was also healed by the Inuzuka clan. Now I must take good care of my injury, and wait until my body fully recovers. Hehe, you understand what I mean. As soon as these words were spoken, the women nodded repeatedly and helped Xia Yu return to her room. Xia Yu, take good care of yourself. If you need anything, be sure to tell your sister. She sits at the door and is available on call. And me, I'll go make you the butang and feed you later. Good brother, do you remember my best friend at the meatball shop? Her family runs a massage parlor, passed down from generation to generation, and her skills are top-notch. She will also move over later, and I will ask her to give you a good massage when the time comes. It will definitely be effective. Alright, let Xia Yu's younger brother rest quietly alone. He needs to rest. Let's wait until he's done with anything. Under the urging of the owner of the Wentangwen, the women finally left Xia Yu's bedroom step by step and turned around. Shortly after leaving, Xia Yu fell asleep. He is indeed too tired, walking alone through the corners of the entire village of Kiba, posting so many revelations, and with the injuries behind him, it's strange not to be tired. This night, I slept for a whole afternoon. If it weren't for feeling someone wriggling back and forth by his side and the sound of bells, he probably would have fallen asleep. Dingling dingling, dot. Strange. Is this sound? Xia Yu vaguely woke up from her sleep and asked in a daze, yes. Who is it? Kazuka Akashi's voice reached Xia Yu's ear. Don't talk nonsense, I'm changing your dressing. How about it? It doesn't hurt, right? Xia Yu, lying on her stomach, turned her head to see the appearance of the newcomer clearly. Autumn, Miss Chosher.